Hey guys, it's Sam for Digital Meet again, and I just wanted to make a quick video about some of NVIDIA's AI research. I have made a video before about some bits and bobs they were getting up to. I think I made a video about NVIDIA GAN, I think it's called, where you could paint complex pictures just using simple shapes. In fact, I'll put a link in the top right hand corner for you guys. But in this video, we're going to be looking at image inpainting. And again, this is from NVIDIA's research division, and it uses the power of AI to learn and adapt and do interesting things. So let's just dive straight in and get started and have a look at this. I'll put a link for this in the description of this video. But as you can see, this is the page you'll find yourself on. Just click this button to get started, and it'll ask you for an image. Now, I've got a few images on my desktop that I can put in. So let's choose this one first. Just like that NVIDIA GAN, actually, they seem to have kept this to a square format for some reason. So you upload your image, then you can frame it how you want to frame it. You can also size it as well. Gives you the option to change the image. But I'm going to choose this view and go to the next step. And then you've got a few options at the bottom. You can change the image again, or you can hide the mask. You can't see the mask at the moment because I haven't painted anything yet. You can also clear the mask or undo your last move, and you can also choose your brush width as well. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, and it's a shame that they don't show you a preview of the brush actually, but I'm going to attempt to paint out this person here by doing this and see what kind of result we get. So just like that. It's a bit sloppy, but we'll see how this actually gets on, and maybe a little bit there as well. Apply model, it looks at the mask, it checks the painting. I'm not actually quite sure how this works, and there you go. It's completely removed that person and filled in what's behind her with what it thinks it should be. Now, I'm not sure whether it actually samples pixels around the area to try and fill in this area, or he's taken a data set of other photos to learn what this could be. I'm not sure, but I'd argue that's a pretty good result. If you gave that image to someone, they wouldn't be able to tell at a glance, what's happened there. And even if they concentrate a little bit, I think it's done a pretty good job at replicating what you'd expect to see. So you can, now this is done, you can edit the mask, so you can go back. You can show the mask as well to show what you painted out or hide. Or you can start over. If you edit the mask, which is what I'm going to do, you can go back and then you can clear it. And let's try something a little bit more drastic. So instead of just doing the person here, we'll do her again. But let's try removing this entire rock here and sort of go around the edge of this and try and remove this. And the reason that I wanted to do this is to sort of test it and see how well it can handle things. Now, that's a large area, and there's a lot of information behind that rock. Well, there is no information behind that rock, which means there's a lot of information to fill in. So let's give that a go. To be fair, it's actually done a pretty good job. You can see that there's no information behind this bit of the rock, and it's actually managed to create some, but behind here is at a bit of a loss, and we've got some, what I'd argue is artifact in here, and there's some weirdness going on here. So it does have its limitations, but what I should say, the more this is used, the more the algorithm is fed and the better it will become. It says that down here, help the algorithm learn more by providing feedback, and I should imagine usage as well. So let's start over. Let's try a different image. Pick this one. All these images I just grabbed off the web, and I wanted to know if it was going to be any good at removal of an entire person front and foremost in the frame. So I thought that was a pretty good candidate. Let's reduce the brush size a little bit and start painting out our subject. So I'm being a bit sloppy there, but I should imagine part of the AI will be edge detection. So if you go slightly over, it'll make assumptions about what you were trying to do. Anyway, I'd say that's a pretty good fit there. So let's apply that to model, see how it gets on. That ain't bad at all. I mean, obviously we're getting some blurring and stuff behind the car here, and that's because, you know, there's no information there. So it looks like it has taken elements of what it can see. It's not done too bad here. Initially I thought it'd done a bad job here and skewed all this up, but as you can see in this picture, that's actually what's happening. Not a bad job at all. So let's start over again. I've got one more image that I thought I'd test this out on, and that's this close-up of a face. Again, we can frame it how we want or zoom in and out, but I'm happy with that, so let's go with this. And I wanted to know if it would be any good at removal of these blemishes, but then I also wanted to test how does it handle things like entire eyes or eyebrows. So let's just paint out this eyebrow. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Will it look at the surrounding area and go, okay, this is skin or whatever, I'll remove it? Or is the data set that it's been fed a lot of images with faces in it, so it assumes the eyebrow should be there? So this is a good test for that. So let's apply this to model. So as you can see, it's actually removed this eyebrow and then inserted its own version of one. So again, I think that's a result of it learning from images, probably of faces. Again, this is just an assumption I'm making. So at this point I thought, okay, well, let's go back and let's clear this. Let's try removing in an entire eye. So I thought, okay, we'll paint around this area here and see if we get any decent results. And again, it looks like it's removed this eye and replaced it with its own sort of AI-driven version of an eye. And I think we can see a little bit of blue in there. So it must have sampled from maybe a data set of eyes it has. It's certainly not this brown we have here, this lovely light brown colour. We've got bits of blue and stuff like that in there, and it's kind of destroyed the eyelashes but then inserted what you could argue is its own version there. Let's go back to edit mask and clear this, and let's see if it's any good at spot removal. Well, I suppose they're not spots, they're freckles, but I just wanted to know if it could handle, well, not actually blemish removal itself, because that's, you know, easy enough. Photoshop's been doing that a while, but I wanted to know how it deal with these specular highlights, because obviously when you do a clone brush or something in Photoshop, you can pick an area that you think is suitable and then clone that with a soft brush over the area, that type of thing. But I wanted to know how it would handle blemishes that are basically on the cusp between a specular highlight and sort of a darker area. I wanted to know if it would be able to deal with that a little bit better. Okay, we're back, and I think I've got a pretty good selection there, so let's just apply this to the model and see what comes out the other end. And it's really nice they give you a comparison here between this and this, and again, I'd say it's done a pretty good job. I'll probably let's show the mask there. Yeah, there's probably a couple of spots that I've missed, like there and there. I didn't quite mark up well enough, but and it's really worked well on the areas that I didn't expect it to, this transitional stage between this specular highlight and it's still managed to keep it looking quite natural as well, which is really, really cool. So yeah, I just wanted to point this out to you guys. Go ahead, click the link in the description and go to NVIDIA's AI research and have a play around with this. Chuck some photos in there, feed the algorithm, and you know, chuck what you can at it and see if it can handle it. I hope that was interesting. I'll see you for the next one. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified of new tutorials. You can follow me on social media at Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram, and make sure to visit me at digitalmeet.uk where you can vote for upcoming tutorials. Thanks for watching. Bye.